Hi everybody, it's Laith again. Happy holidays. I hope you're enjoying your holidays, and if you're anywhere that's frigid and cold, I hope you're staying warm. So, I don't normally or typically do this, but I seen your family member of ours requested that I paint myself and my wife, like do a little portrait as a Christmas gift. So I decided to indulge and do it. Obviously, I need, when I'm doing a portrait like this, which I again rarely do, I want to be as accurate as possible. So I have a reference, a picture that we took right next to us, right there. I'll keep it up. What you don't see on the screen though is that I pulled a reference in black and white, so I'm not distracted by color, and I'm just looking at values. For some reason, while I was recording this, the black and white one does not show up. I don't think the reference thing shows up when you're recording in Procreate, which is the program I'm doing right now. So it kind of worked out fine because you can see the picture underneath and kind of measure for yourself how accurate or not accurate I've been. Again, this is not something I'm usually good at, or being accurate to likenesses, or not. Well, let's not say good at. It's not something I enjoy as much. Realism does not interest me a lot in art. I like expressiveness, exaggeration, interpretation, let's say, but when somebody is requesting a portrait, you gotta be as accurate as possible. So you see me here switching to black and white myself, and I'm comparing that to the black and white that I have off screen just to make sure that the values are right, because I don't really care about the colors being right. What you see now is like something different happens suddenly, which I usually put a layer and like glow everything up for subsurface scattering, and that's kind of the glow underneath the skin, and then I kind of paint over it again. One, it unifies the entire color scheme that I have, and two, it just helps me get out of detail mode into larger pictures. So every time I feel like I'm noodling too much into details, I go larger picture again, and then I alternate back and forth like that. I toyed with making this into a Christmas card, but so you're gonna see me like try to do some Christmassy stuff around it, but I also like the way it looks without that. So yeah, I went back and forth with that. But not much to say here other than that it's going okay. That I'm still kind of sculpting those forms. I find this lighting scenario to be a little hard. It's still very hard to do subtlety in transitions, subtle shadows, but I like it. It's a good challenge for me. Yeah, right now I'm just trying to play with what I want the temperature of the shadows to be, especially on my wife's face, and I don't think I'm gonna settle there. It's kind of looking a little too purplish right now. I've had a harder time with my face, but for a while it got muddy there. I usually have a 5 o'clock shadow or a scruff, and I find that very, very hard to paint because it can go very green and very, very quickly, and it just looks weird. Or it can go very dark very quickly, which it doesn't look like a beard necessarily. It looks like just skin suddenly deciding to go very dark. So eyebrows are always difficult to integrate too, because you can't make them too dark. They just look like they've been painted on. So yeah, let's see. We're getting to a point where I'm noodling into details a little, and it's hard to figure out where I'm at in the painting process, but I'm somewhere around my eyes right now, and I'm just trying to figure out the soft transition of shadows. Finally, I got to the clothing, the cloth, the t-shirts have been plain for a while, so I'm gonna mess with those here in a little bit. Make sure the transitions are settled. Again, you can see my face is getting blocky here. Am I doing the glow again to just kind of unify everything? But yeah, let me know if this was helpful any. I think the reference picture, there it is. It's coming right back up. So now I can kind of measure my progress, see where I'm at, see where accuracy is. This entire time, by the way, since the reference was gone, I was working off of a black and white version of the image to just make sure that the values are right. Again, I'm not trying to be faithful to color. It's not my purpose here. Especially the person I'm giving this to doesn't necessarily know what their actual picture look like. So as long as you can look at the screen and you can tell who these people are, that's all I care about. Like, this is obviously my wife, this is obviously me on the side. It's a solid drawing underneath of that, so that serves as the base. I can't, if you got the drawing right in realism, if you got the proportions and drawing right, and you get the values right, color, you can mess color a lot and it still would be accurate. So that's when it comes to realism, it's, I think, three things. The drawing need to be solid, the values need to be solid, and the edges need to be solid. So if something is hard or soft in its transition from color temperature, color itself, you can get away with a lot, and it's not really the thing to obsess about much. But okay, so final touches: making sure the background is a little darker for the figures to pop out, moving the portrait around so I can just fix the t-shirts a little bit. What else is going on here that's worth noting? Doing a little bit of vibrations, kind of adding different colors on top of the main. Like, you can see there's blotches of green on the t-shirt, even though there's none of that on the reference. But if you keep the same value, you can switch hues of color and kind of just makes things a little bit more lively. Brightening up the brighten areas right now, just smoothing out the skin, making it less orangey. There's the Christmas theme that I was exploring around, but which might be the thumbnail, just because it's the holiday time and it's Christmas time. And if you don't celebrate Christmas and this is too Christmas heavy, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Happy holidays. Enjoy this anyway, I hope. Thanks a lot for joining me. I'm gonna stop talking now, enjoy the rest of the video. There's not much going on. And I hope you like and subscribe. Thank you.